This is IEN, Made in America.
Bob Werson founded Interpower in 1975. The company is a leading manufacturer of North American and international cords and cord sets that power everything from industrial machinery to medical equipment. Now, this company's story is an interesting one, because when Werson first set up shop in Oskaloosa, Iowa, the company didn't manufacture anything in America. But as he soon found out, the best way of doing business was to make nearly everything in America. Werson founded Interpower with the core principles of providing value and customer service because he was frustrated with the market. It used to take days to get quotes because it was a lot of phone tag with foreign suppliers. But they found a shortcut. They started making standard sizes, and the market was excited because they could ship a lot of product right away.
The whole quoting process was slow, but the deliveries were even slower because the cords were all made to order, and that could be 4 to 5 month lead times. We started right from the beginning with the idea we're going to shortcut that, and we're going to supply standard cords, standard lengths with standard materials that meet most people, maybe not all, but most people's requirements. And we quickly found that most people didn't need a custom designed cord set every time they were going to do something. The end result was we could ship a lot of product right from stock.
Interpower generally serves mid-market and small market companies that aren't in a position to buy a lot of cords at one time. They're looking to buy exactly what they need, and they want it fast. If it's a standard part, Interpower ships same day. Custom parts take a week, but it all helps equipment manufacturers minimize raw material inventory.
Well, they can get exactly what they want, they can get it quickly, and with a minimum of hassle.
Minimal hassle goes back to customer service.
When people call here, they get a real live human receptionist. Personal service is the real key to what we do, and the service is quick and efficient, and that reduces total purchasing costs for the customers. We reinvented this whole process of purchasing power cords and cord sets. It doesn't sound like much today, but we were really the only company doing that initially, and we were soon copied by all of our competitors. Right from the beginning, we had that real live human. We just never changed when everyone else did.
It turns out that importing the product wasn't the best way of doing business.
Importing product first of all from Europe and then from Asia was not the ultimate way of doing things. We really would be better off if we manufactured the product ourselves.
He found out that Interpower would be better off manufacturing the product themselves.
Where we started out manufacturing nothing and importing everything, we now manufacture 70 to 75% of what we sell, either here in Oskaloosa or in a factory down in Lamoni, Iowa.
He remains committed to American manufacturing and based in Iowa because of the people. The Interpower staff is cross-trained to do everything in the factory. So when the schedule changes or something moves to the top of the queue, they can direct labor to wherever it is needed. The team rallies together to keep the company nimble. According to Mike Boyle, Vice President of Manufacturing, the location, the people, and how Interpower does business is what makes the company unique.
Doing what we are doing, manufacturing electrical components in Oskaloosa, Iowa, Ames, Iowa, and Lamoni, Iowa, makes us unique.
The same is true for Executive Vice President Amy DeBryan, who has been with the company for more than 20 years.
What impresses me the most is the way that everybody really works together. It's not a matter of, well, customer service is responsible for this or manufacturing is responsible for that. It's the fact that we see ourselves as one team who the customer is relying on to get that product to them when we said we'd do it.
Being in business for more than 40 years, Werson has seen some unique applications. One of his most memorable came when a new client called on a weekend and was surprised to not only get a person on the phone, but the company president.
I was in the office one Saturday. A call came from a man who was building a gem polishing machine that he was planning on selling throughout the world. He needed cords for several different countries, and I had the presence of mind to ask him, are you planning to export your product? And he said, oh yes, that's definitely part of it. Do you handle, he asked me, do you handle foreign power cords and cord sets? And I said, yes, that's our main business. And he's absolutely amazed that the guy he caught on Saturday, presumably the janitor, could answer all of his questions, give him price and delivery quotes, and he was blown away.
The gem polisher was a hit globally, and it wound up becoming a fruitful relationship, all because of a phone call with a janitor. When Werson brought manufacturing in-house, it helped him break down a lot of silos.
And we've been able to break a lot of barriers down that way, because usually production schedules are not hard and fast. Things can be adjusted if everyone knows what the score is. Now, things have changed with the way people want to communicate over the years. People are usually quite amazed that they can get instant answers and by phone.
He remains optimistic about the company's future.
We're on the stage, on the edge of some real growth in our market. The overall market, foreign and domestic power cords and cord sets, has actually declined maybe as much as 40 to 50% over the last 10 years. And we're starting to see some growth. We have grown our market share pretty considerably because of the service, I think. Prices may be higher than some other prices. The total cost of acquisition is lower because people don't have to carry big inventories, and because the quality is right on the first time. People aren't buying extra, they're buying exactly what they need and what their forecast says, and that's what they want, and they want it when they want it.
Interpower has continued to reinvest in the company. First, they set up a cable manufacturing facility in Lamoni, Iowa. They have since expanded the plant and added state-of-the-art manufacturing equipment.
We actually manufacture the basic cable up to the point of jacketing it. We will keep it on the floor of the factory unjacketed, and we can take an order in the morning and have it jacketed sometime by midday, and it can actually we can be out making cords from it in our Lamoni facility that afternoon. Of course, the advantage to us is we don't have to keep as much raw material inventory, and that helps keep our costs under control, but allows us much greater flexibility to delight the customers.
One of the newest investments is a custom-built extrusion machine. The extruder produces more than 1,000 feet of cord per minute, jacketed, labeled, and typically sent to the plant in Oskaloosa, where it is cut and assembled and shipped to the market.
Obviously, quality product is number one. You have to have a quality product.
For Boyle, it's all about getting the product to the customer at the right time, as ordered.
Getting the product to the customer when they want it, how they want it. If that is the same day, if that is a 1 week lead time or 6 months down the road, that's what we do. We're vertically integrating, adding new products nonstop. I mean, it is nonstop. When I started with the company 23 years ago, we manufactured 15% of what we sold. Today, that's in about 70%. We're making what we're actually selling.
The company has also invested in elite testing facilities to make sure that when products go to be tested by various agencies, there aren't any surprises. Every Interpower product goes through a rigorous series of tests. They stretch them, bake them, tumble them, and even set them on fire, all to make sure that they remain reliable and safe. They not only want to meet standards, but exceed them, often doubling expectations. Because when you're powering medical equipment, failure is not an option.
The world has changed a lot.
And Interpower continues to change with the times. Having a domestic cord set manufacturing resource in the United States allows American manufacturers to compete globally with the assurance that they'll be able to quickly source the cords and cord sets that they need to serve customers around the world. This is Made in America.